I don't know what. Little bass. Got one. Oh, that feels a little better. Hey, good morning, y'all. Alright, so today we're doing something a little different. We are going to be throwing this. Anyone that is not familiar with this, it is the, well, this one in particular is the Duo Realis Spinbait 80 GF, or G-Fix, sorry. That's in like a bluegill kind of pattern or a perch pattern. It's a spy bait. They're not the only company that makes it. There are different companies that make it, but this is the one that I've been working on. I have hooked into one large fish, definitely, and I've hooked into some other ones, but it's definitely, it's a unique bait. I'm going to go over it today with you. I thought that would be kind of fun. Just for starters, it is in the 30s right now, so it's pretty cold. The water temperature should still be, we haven't had a ton of cold weather so far, so the water temperature is probably still in the, I would say, 50s, upper 50s, maybe mid 50s. But we're going to throw this, and I'm going to show you some of the techniques and stuff to throw this, and hopefully we can catch some fish on it. If not, at least you guys have learned how to use a spy bait, because I've put some time into learning this thing, and I'm excited to share it with you. But if you're not already subscribed, do that for me right now, and let's go catch some fish. Alright, y'all, so we are going to fish this while I'm talking to you, but basically you're going to go a really thin fluorocarbon line. This is 8-pound test. If it's super clear water, you're supposed to go 6-pound from all my research. I'm doing just 6-pound tests. That's about as light as I wanted to go. I do have my braided line on there. On this particular one, I think I have a really low, I think it's like 10-pound braid maybe on my little medium Ippon here. This one is 7-1. Ideally for spy baiting, from everything that I've read, you actually want a longer rod. So normally you would go somewhere between like 7.2 and 7.6, and keep it with like the medium or medium light, just for that sensitivity. And then that way you can keep your rod tip up, and I'll show you why here. So this thing casts really far. It's not a super light lure. With the shape and everything, it'll cast out there. I'm gonna actually move to the other side so that you're not right in the sun, and then I'll show you why you want that really light line and that really longer rod. It's not that with the longer rod, it's not that you can't make this work with a 7-1 or anything pretty much. It's just easier with a longer rod. So the way that this works, I'm just gonna do a little flip out here. So it sinks super fast. You barely reel this thing. Look at all the more I'm reeling this. You barely reel this thing. And the idea behind it, it does like this wobble in the water. So you have this blade right here, this front prop, and then you have this back prop. Actually, I need to trim that off. When I tied it up, I forgot. You don't want that line hanging down, or this isn't going to go right. This won't spin right. Alright, so what this thing does is it shimmies. This will spin, the back prop will spin, and this just kind of shimmies. And the slower you fish it, the more it looks like almost like a stunned bait fish. So you just toss it out. I mean, if I was fishing really deep water, I would let it sink to what I want to, and you just slow reel it and keep your rod tip kind of up like that. Just slow reel, and it shimmies back and forth, and those blades spin, and it just puts off this like vibration and action that they just go crazy for. you can actually, once you use it enough, you can kind of feel if it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. Like, I know it's doing what it's supposed to be doing because I can feel it. That way you don't have to see it, because a lot of the time you're going to be fishing at where you can't see it at all. It's definitely not a sight bait. I have about 15 feet of leader. This is a super finesse style fishing technique, and you definitely, you have to have that subtleness to it. I don't know what. Little bass. Everything feels like a giant on this rod. Alright. It's a little winter bass there. But you're cold. Super sticky hooks. All right, get that out of your mouth. All right, buddy. Hope you find some actual food to eat. What a winter bass. So I was just fishing that super slow, and then a lot of the time it won't be like a super massive hit. It'll be a typical finesse hit, so it's like you barely feel it. It's just weight. Alright, y'all, so watch how far you can cast this thing. That's like not even really trying. It's that light line. You can get quite a bit of a cast on it. I think this thing sinks. If you count Mississippi's, I think that's pretty accurate. So I just let it get down to about 4 feet right there. Probably need to go a little bit deeper, but like I said, there are a lot of weeds in here. As soon as you get weeds on it, it's done. You just want to really slowly reel. I can't stress that enough. I'm just slow reeling it. Just get that shimmy and to get the blades going. Can't tell if it's a better one or it's an okay one. All right, that's a healthy little bass right there. All right, buddy, get that out of you. Bass. Jump down here and put you back in. Alright. There goes another little one. Just because this is a finesse bait, like, that's not all you catch are little ones. The actual first bass that I hooked into on one of these was I want to say it was about 5 pounds. I think I was with Ezra, and the thing jumped out of the water because I didn't realize what I hooked in. I actually thought I got hung up on something, and the bass jumped out of the water and I was like, holy cow. It's like 4 or 5 pounds. And it got off. You just have to keep constant pressure because it is a smaller bait. Alright y'all, so the different ways that you can fish this don't really have as much to do with, so the action's always going to be the same. You're always trying to get the props to spin, and you're always trying to fish it as slow as possible, and you are always trying to get that wobble out of it. So it's really going to be keeping the bait going at the same speed, but you're going to change up basically where in the water column you are with it. It's like if you're fishing a ledge, you're gonna let it drop down a ledge, and you're just gonna barely be moving it so that it can drop down that ledge. If you're fishing weeds, you're just barely fishing over the weeds, and you're trying to keep it, you know, at that perfect depth, but still fish it as slow as you can. It's not a complicated lure, but it's very technique specific, I guess you would say. There's one. So you don't really want to, just a little bit of a hook set and then just pressure. It's a healthy little bass right there. Since I got this little light line on, I don't want to make sure I pick him up. So it was barely in there. It's a healthy little bass right there. Little spy bait. Look at that shiny lure next to the shiny bass. Alright, you beautiful bass. Let's get you back in the water. Goes. Alright, so did you see with the hook set right there? I didn't really do that big giant bass hook set that my youngest son makes fun of me for. It was just kind of pop it just a little bit, pull back, keep pressure, and then just keep that constant pressure on the fish until you get it in. Try not to let them jump either, because like I said, they're small hooks, and as effective as the design of this bait is, it is not hard for them to spit those hooks. Little one. But that is a really healthy bass. Look how pretty that one is. It's a pretty little bass. Yeah, look at that little guy. That's so pretty. It's a healthy little bass. Alright, buddy. Alright y'all, so I want to demonstrate something right here. So I'm going to cast out and then watch my rod positioning. This is how I'm able to fish it slow to keep it above the weeds. See how high my rod is? So I'm keeping that rod pretty much pointed up in the air, and I'm just slowly reeling. That's how I'm able to control my depth, so I can keep it right above the weeds, but I can keep that same action that I want on the lure. And if I need to, I can kind of, what I've learned to do with weeds over the years is when you get to a clump of them, all you have to do is just kind of, just little couple pops of the rod and then reel, and usually it pops it right up over the top of them. Got one. Oh, that feels a little better. See, this is where you have to be careful, because that's feels like a better bass. Can't tell if it is or not, but you have to keep pressure on them and just play them in. Can't force them. That's a crappie. That's a big old crappie. Oh, that is a big old crappie. Yes, sir. Look at the size of that crappie. Big old crappie. Old paper mouth. Look at the size of that slab. That's a big crappie. The purples and the blues. Such a pretty fish. Wheel, I'll let you go back. I'm gonna let you go back. I'm probably gonna catch a lot of crap from people about it, but this has a healthy bass population in here, so. Alright. Oh. Well, maybe he does want to go home. If I can get down here without getting soaked. Okay. I'm gonna try this one more time. There he goes. That was funny. I hadn't done that in a while. Catch fish, release it, it comes back, and then catch it by hand. Whew. Alright. That's a big old crappie, wasn't it? Tell you what, if I was coming out just a crappie fish, and I caught maybe 3 of those, that size, I'd keep them and fry them up, but I'm crappie fishing today, so. Alright. Line is good. Yeah, I thought that was a bass, but definitely was not a bass. Hey y'all, that's it for today. Let me know down in the comments what you think. Let me know if you're going to get one. I'd like to know. I encourage everybody to try it out. Make sure you get a couple of them. I almost lost this one. But make sure you get a couple of them. This is a great color. It's a great natural color. It's dark, but it's also got enough flash on it. There are other colors that they have, like a natural shad color. They have all kinds of different colors, but I would do probably, darker colors for darker water, lighter colors, natural greens, browns, and stuff like that for really clear water. But yeah, try it out. Let me know what you think. I like to read all the comments. Make sure you comment down below, and if you just want a great effective bait and you get tired of fishing a drop shot or a jerk bait in the wintertime, pick up one of these. For all my people up north, great smallmouth bait too. Smallmouth love these. It's very effective for smallies and largemouth, and you saw me catch that big old crappie, so you catch just about anything on it. And hopefully you don't catch a pike or a muskie up there, because you'll probably lose it. But I will catch you all next time. Take care.